So really cool journal. Clearly we can see he's profitable. Healthy looking equity graph, what we can see here. We can see it here. Looks really healthy. Win rate just slightly above 50%. Positive average P&L is what you expect, and a reward risk ratio of 1.6 to 1 with a very decent, very high profit factor. So at first glance, this looks good. The question then for such a trader who's already profitable is, how do you become even more profitable? How do you improve your edge? How do you refine your edge? And that's what we are trying to find out today. Where do we go, Moritz?
Yeah, so as we have said in the past many times, typically if you're already profitable, we don't want you to try too hard to fix your win rate or improve your win rate. It's a small improvement to get your win rate from 51 to 55 or so. It's not going to make a huge dent in your bottom line. What is going to improve your bottom line a lot is working on your average P&L. Yeah. And 1.61 is already quite good, but I'm pretty sure we could get that up to maybe 2 to 1, and that would boost the profit factor above 2 as well. And then you are one of the best traders out there. So that's what I would work on.
So the first thing when we come to working with the profit factor, with the average reward risk ratio, we want to see, is he taking his exits optimally, or is he exiting his trades prematurely? Unfortunately, and this is the first major tip for this trader, is to start using this feature here. First, we can see there's only one trade, so it hasn't been used. And this feature would give him a lot of great insights into how he is managing his trades at the moment. So this is, I think, a must-have for this trader, for most traders in general, because typically you'll find a lot of potential here when looking at the trade management. So if you want to activate it, you just go to your trades, you go through your trades, you open a trade, and then under advanced data, it's this field, this area that activates the trade management. You just have to ask yourself, which level did the price reach first, take profit or stop loss? This is completely independent of your actual exit. So your exit doesn't matter. What you have to ask yourself is, you set your take profit, your stop loss when you got into the trade, and then just follow the price action and see what was hit first, take profit or stop loss. And that is then going to activate your trade management graph, and you will gain a lot of deep insights into your trade behavior, into your exit taking as well.
I think this feature, I mean, it has been around since version 1 of Edgewonk for 10 years now, and it's still one of our best features, and I want people to use it all the time.
Yeah, it's usually where you see the biggest room for potential for, I think, the majority of traders.
Yes.
The next thing that I noticed when I went through this journal, when we go to the trade comments and specifically the entry comments, is that they are not not qualitative. So they don't describe a trading action. Sometimes this might be okay, but I think it's always very interesting to analyze your trading quality. So for example, you have comments here for you broke your trading rules versus you followed your trading rules. It can be as simple as that. And that will help you to get an idea of how disciplined you are. It will find out, or you will be able to find out when you're breaking your trades and how often you're breaking them and how much this is costing you. So this would be a very, very big recommendation as well for this trader.
Yeah, I mean, what we can see here in the trade comments, what this trader tracked, it would fit much better into the custom stats, because it seems to be based on the technicals of the trades he takes, and that's simply, yeah, will fit way better there. And then here the qualitative comments, so you know how you follow your process.
Yep. And this is especially for helpful for traders who are struggling, who are maybe currently break even or losing traders, because then you will be able to find out how much edge is your bad trading behavior costing you. So for this trader, he looks already quite profitable. His win rate, as you said, you might see a small improvement, because I would assume he is on top of his trading game for the most part. So there might not be a lot of room for filtering out bad trades overall. But for the general trader population, I would always recommend to also track that. Keep it simple. bad trade or bad entry or broke rules versus good and maybe a neutral one is completely sufficient here.
Yep.
He has only one setup, so only one instrument, NQ. So there's not much we can see here, but he has a few, not a lot, but a few setups here that he is trading.
I mean, the FIP setup is obviously his bread and butter setup. Lots of trades, performs quite well. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to improve that setup, then you use alternative strategies, for example, experiment with different take profits, different stop losses. But I don't think we need to work a lot on the entry itself. Same for the swing failure pattern, the SFP, I assume that's swing failure pattern. Similar stats, yeah, average P&L, 100 bucks, win rate is a bit lower, but then the average P&L is a bit higher. So those two setups work really well for him. And then you have two setups with, well, the 13 EMA, it has a much lower average P&L, but it's still profitable. So now the question is, of course, do you want to keep trading that, or maybe there's opportunity cost where you miss some of your better setups because you're focusing on the 13 EMA? If that's not the case, because you only trade one instrument, then I don't see an issue with keep trading this one. Not at all. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah,
Yep.
and then the S&D, small sample size, can't say too much about it.
Yeah. The 13 EMA is adding quite a bit of noise to the overall performance, as we can see here from the
Yeah.
overall filter for it. Of course, it's profitable, but you do have some drawdowns and it's mostly up and down. But that's, as I said, it's currently making money, so there might not be a need to remove it. But they're probably, because here the profit factor is also much lower, you could think about looking deeper into this strategy. If you would have the trade management, for example, you could see if maybe your targets are not optimal or your trade management in general could be improved. Because I think there's quite some potential to just overall smooth out the equity graph even further by removing this noise that this setup is bringing to the system.
Yeah, but of course you also have to take into account the trader himself, because yeah, the trader himself is also part of the system, right? Could be that he takes out that system, and that means he has a lot fewer trades, and then he might get FOMO on the other on the other system. So it's actually quite complex. And if the trader makes any decision like that, then simply be aware of that possibility that it might be better for the performance of your two other setups. It might be worse, depending on how you react to having fewer trades.
Yeah. And one thing, because we have doing this transformation thing with Edgewonk over the last 6 months, we had one trader who has this setup which is underperforming, and he wasn't sure about dropping it. But then I think you recommended that instead of taking the actual trades, you add them to missed trades so that you still keep track of them kind of and somehow and see how it behaves and it develops. And the trader said it helps with his FOMO quite a bit. So that also might be an idea. But for this trader, yeah, he's making money. Probably the better idea for, instead of dropping the setup, is trying to see if there's some room for improving. We looked at the time. Interestingly, when we look at the weekday, Thursday and Friday are his best days. And hour of the day, so NQ, he's as we couldn't quite see it from the data, but assuming this is early on or in the middle of the New York session, is where he's making most of his profits.
But in general, it's not really worth it. Focus on your money-making times, which again is the US session here. Once again, as with so many other people. So that's what I would focus on, and then use the extra time to journal, refresh, get some mental capital boosts, etc.
Yeah, but there seems to be a little bit of an edge here in the what is the London session most likely.
It's probably the London Open in that case, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of an edge here as well for this trader. So as you said, I think it was a very good point that you raised. if you take out too much and then you don't have as many trades, some traders can feel FOMO. So I think that's always something to keep in mind as well here. Overall, I think this is a very well-maintained journal. He's only using one custom stat, the session. So assuming this is New York, London probably. This is not necessary 100% because you can get the same information out of the hour of the day. As you recommended, your current entry comments could be journaled as a custom stat, and then that frees up your entry comments for qualitative data gathering. I think that would be very helpful. What we noticed is that he does have trades that have screenshots, but around July, he stopped adding screenshots. So I think that is definitely something that he could have as a routine, especially when you later come to advanced strategy development. When you go into the alternative strategies, having screenshots is just comes in very handy and could be a very big time saver and help you work on your trading. So that's definitely a part of a routine that we would recommend. Maybe you didn't see the value in adding screenshots, but having alternative strategies, and there's a new video coming out because we're releasing an update on this feature, could be really big for especially traders at this stage who are already profitable and who want to tweak other areas of their trading.
Absolutely, yeah. And it looks a little bit like there might be a bad habit creeping in here. It's like, oh, I'm profitable anyway. Why do I still need to add screenshots? Maybe that was the case. I don't know. But in general, you should always keep up your habits and you should always add screenshots to your trades. There's no negotiation about that.
Yep. Maybe a small end of day or end of week routine. Keep it simple, keep it manageable. Having sessions and then adding a session at the end of the week, just a way to help you reflect on your week and try to be a little bit more objective, rather than when you're in the moment, you often miss a lot of details and a lot of interesting insights into your trading. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, add a quick session for your week. Write down how you feel about your week. Maybe also set an impulse. So what is one thing that you want to improve next week, or that you want to focus specifically on? That could help the traders in general as well. Yep. And I think that's really it for this journal. I think obviously he's doing quite well, but he wouldn't have sent in his journal if he wasn't looking for ways to even get better. And that is what makes the good traders even better, if they're always looking and they're curious and looking for new impulses. So thank you for sending in this journal. Any last words, Moritz?
Yeah, I want to see this again in 6 months, and then the Edgewonk score should be above 90.
Yeah,
No pressure.
In general, follow-up reviews. So if you have sent in your journal in the past and we did a review, we would be very interested to do another follow-up review. So resubmit your journal after you have another 30, 40, 50 trades, and we are very happy to take a look at it again.
Yes.